Hey y'all, it's December 13th, and I just want to quickly make this video because Rose just posted that she's doing another game contest, which is amazing. The first time she did hers, a lot of you guys reached out to me asking me about the live screen, and the issue with the live screen is that anyone can manually do this, change it however, right? Anyone can do that. But I think what you guys are asking me is how you can automate it, how you can make it automatically go to the person that's answering and follow a specific format. I know you guys, that's the main thing that you guys want to do. And I love doing it for you guys, but I know I'm not always available, so I hope this video helps, and I hope that you also pick up on a couple things, and I hope that you don't forget it the next day. But you can always come back to this video and rewatch it. So basically the sum of it all is I'm gonna try to teach you how I personally automate the live screens to follow that specific format for Rose's games. So yeah. Okay, so here I got my little setup. Essentially, it's 4 players going against each other, and they need to press the button first in order to answer the question, be the first person to answer the question. And I basically want it where when the first player presses the buzzer, this screen automatically goes on them, so we know who got it and who's answering the question. And it sounds like a process. It does, but it's gonna be okay. It's really not that difficult if you just follow through. And so first we're gonna start off with 4 vector encoders. I already have that written down. 1 here, and 1 here. Alright, so I have my 4 vector encoders, and now I'm gonna change my screen. I'm not gonna confirm it or anything like that. I'm just gonna adjust it to where I want it to show the player. Okay, so this looks pretty good, but I think we can zoom in a little bit more. Obviously this is not a real player. A real player would be standing on the podium, so I am gonna push it up a little bit. And position X and position Y is really just coordinate X and coordinate Y in the unit. So that's really the square behind here, this square right here. That's probably coordinate x11 and coordinate 3y. So that's what it's pointing at. So we just gotta remember x11, y3. x11, y3, save. And we're just gonna go to the vector encoder here. Remember, x11, y3. Alright, so that's our first player. That's the first coordinate. And now we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so I did not need to move the y. I just needed to move the x. So x7, y3, very straightforward. x7 and y3. And now this one, the third one. I'm just gonna move it here. So because it's on the opposite ends, it's gonna be the opposite coordinates. So this one is x3 and y7. So we're just gonna hit save. I'm gonna write that down on the vector. What was it? Okay, x3, y7. Let me just make sure I'm right. Okay. And then I'm sure the next one is gonna be 11y, x3. x3, 11y. And now that you have your coordinates set up, you're ready for the next step. So the next step is to add another vector encoder, our final one, and then we're gonna follow it by an 8-wire repeater. And now we're actually gonna start doing the wire. We're gonna start doing the scary stuff, okay? You got this. So we're just gonna open wires mode. Nothing scary. We're gonna connect the 8-wire repeater, just the first output, and we're gonna connect it to the vector encoder that we just added. Connect it together like this, and then just select data. Okay, now that you did that, we're gonna start connecting the vector encoders, the 4 vector encoders, to the 8-wire repeater. We're gonna start from left to right. So we're gonna open up this vector encoder. Let's move this here. We're gonna press data. We don't need to press anything else. Just data. Go to the 8-wire repeater. Same thing here. Data, 8-wire repeater. Data, 8-wire repeater. And our last one. There you go. So now if I zoom in here, and I'll show you what I just did in a second. Basically, every time I send in a coordinate, it appears on this main vector encoder. Right? So it doesn't matter which order, it's whatever signal is sent in the most recently is what's gonna appear on the main vector encoder. And then all that's left to do is open this vector encoder once more. Okay, and we're gonna select X from the main vector encoder. Press X. We're gonna connect it to the screen. Or we're gonna select X position. Not offset X. X position. Okay? Same thing with Y. Y from the main encoder to position Y in the main screen. So now, when I press the different coordinates, it's gonna show the different players, right? Alright, now you're ready for the next step. Alright, and then the next step, we can start adding our buttons. And you can choose any button you like. By the way, this is not a button. This is a switch. So it looks like a button, but it's really just a switch. You can choose any of these ones right here. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to place it next to each player. Just make sure that obviously the player can, access it and they can click it. And then we're going to go back to our end mode. And we're going to go again left from right. We're going to open up the first button. And we're going to select the first output and connect it to the vector encoder next to it. And we're going to click reset. When you click reset, all it's doing is simply resending that coordinate to the camera. So when they press their button, I'll show you, they're just sending the coordinate to the camera back on them. That's all you're doing. You're not resetting it back to 0. You're just resending that coordinate. So let's go back and do that for the rest of them. The second button. First output, reset. On our third one, the vector encoder next to it, reset. Our last one, reset. So all I did here is every time they click the button, the screen moves on to them. And now the next step is obviously to prevent them from, spamming, because we only want them to click it once, right? So now go back and add a splitter. We're going to add an 8-wire splitter. And we're going to connect that with a lever. After you place the lever, get another 8-wire repeater. And that's all you need. So go back to wiring mode. Open up the splitter. Just gonna move that here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect the 8-wire splitter to the buttons. So I want the buttons to be turned off by default until the host is ready to ask the question. Okay, so we're gonna start off by the first one here. See how it stopped blinking? So that means the button is now turned off by default. And now I'm gonna connect. Also, if you don't want the wires to show, you can just turn them on and turn them back off using the show only selected wires, but I'm gonna keep them on for the sake of this video. And so we're gonna go back to the lever and we're gonna connect the lever to the splitter. So basically, whenever the host is asking the question, they can turn on the lever and now they can answer it. Like, they can answer. But if they turn it back off, they can't click, right? Nothing's happening. So now we're gonna make it when the first click is received, automatically turn off the lever. Okay, so we're gonna start off left to right once more here, and we're gonna click the second output and we're gonna connect that to the 8-wire repeater here next to the lever. Same thing on the second button, second output to the 8-wire repeater. Power output B goes to the 8-wire repeater that we just added. Okay, let me turn this on because it's getting a little messy. So now we're gonna connect the 8-wire repeater output to deactivate in the lever. Okay. All right. So let's say I'm the host. Okay. And I'm about to ask my question. I just typed it in the chat and I hit enter. And then I click the lever and then this guy clicks first. Now everyone else can't click. They're way too late. Now he's first to answer the question. And the cool thing about the repeaters is you can connect multiple outputs. So we can also like just randomly connect a timer as well. Like if you want to give them like a countdown, let's say he has 10 seconds to answer. Sorry guy. You only have 10 seconds to answer. And we're gonna connect. First you connect reset and then you connect start because sometimes the timer just gets stuck. And so once more, I ask my question, I'm ready for them to answer. Go. This guy, now he has a timer going on. So that's really it. I hope that made sense. I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer it. Thank you for watching.